The beginning of 2019 has been a bit of a doozy for a close friend of the Kardashian-Jenner clan, and I think we all know who I'm talking about, but in case you missed all the festivities, I'm talking about Kylie's bestie and shadow, Jordyn Woods.
So Jordy, a friend of mine.
You have friends?
It got us thinking what other famous friends have been kicked to the curb throughout the years. That's right, people, we are bringing the skeletons out of the closet and looking back at 8 of the most famous friends the Karjenners have kicked out. What's up, guys? I'm Madison Hill. Make sure to click that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you never miss a minute of entertainment news. So I think it's pretty obvious we've got to address the most recent and infamous Karjenners friend to be ousted from the family circle of trust.
See, if I can't trust you, Greg, then I have no choice but to put you right back outside the circle. And once you're out, you're out. There's no coming back.
It's not fair.
No one ever said life was fair, especially when you cheat with your best friend's sister's ex-boyfriend. Jordyn Woods is the current family friend, and I guess we could also call her a family member that has been exiled by the family. The reason being, she shared a kiss with Tristan Thompson after a wild night out of partying at his house without Kylie or Khloe. It was just her and some other friends. And while Jordyn now knows looking back that she shouldn't have been there in the first place, she decided to stay, drape her legs over the lower portion of his legs, and allowed him to walk her out to her Uber where he kissed her and she didn't push away. What's worse, she never told Khloe or Kylie until it came up in the tabloids.
And in my head of trying to forget that part of the story, I was just like, no, he was chilling. Everything was okay.
Newsflash, everything was not okay. Following the outbreak of the cheating scandal and news, Jordyn swiftly moved out of Kylie's mega mansion guest house and had to turn her keys into the neighborhood because she was banned from entering the neighborhood and had to move back in with her mom, and the Kardashians all gave her the silent treatment after that. As much as Jordyn claimed to have reached out to Khloe and Kylie in her Red Table Talk, it appears her calls and texts fell upon deaf ears. Khloe reacted harshly on Twitter, calling her a liar, and claimed Jordyn never tried to call her privately to address the matter.
I may have done something wrong, but whatever I did, I don't think I deserve this.
As of now, we've learned Kylie is slowly starting to forgive Jordyn because she simply can't function without her. But even when Jordyn is accepted back in, and I say if strongly because she may never get back in their good graces, it will be entirely on Kylie's terms. Although it does look like Kylie has moved on from Jordyn being her bestie and replaced her with some of her other friends like her assistant Victoria and her friend Heather Sanders. Kylie went all out for Victoria's birthday and threw a fiesta to celebrate. Then there was the brunch date everyone thought Kylie had with Jordyn back in early March, but it was Kylie's new bestie, Heather Sanders. Heather and Kylie got pregnant around the same time, so they share a very special bond, and it was something Kylie predicted about their friendship early on.
We used to talk about this as a joke like 2 years ago. I was like, Heather, your next baby, wait for me.
Already, Kylie has some strong contenders lined up to take the place of Jordyn. Only time will tell if Jordyn Woods will get to keep up with the Kardashians once more, or if she'll have to watch from the outside like the rest of us. Our next friend turned foe is Paris Hilton. Yes, the heiress to the Hilton hotel empire. The Paris Hilton that was a household name before anyone knew who Kim Kardashian was. The Paris Hilton who put Kim K on the map. Let me give you a little history lesson like the business savvy woman she is. Kim Kardashian got her start in Hollywood by organizing celebrity closets, and one of her clients was Paris Hilton. In 2006 is when their friendship really took off. Paris ditched Nicole Richie as a BFF, and Kim sprinted right into the open spot. She told Rolling Stone in 2015 that when Hilton and Kim were besties, it was all about getting attention. Kim said, quote, "We'd go anywhere and everywhere just to be seen. We knew exactly where to go, where to be seen, how to have something written about you. All you had to do is go to this restaurant or this party, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and it would be in the paper the next day." There were fun trips abroad together, more partying, and Kim K officially climbed the ranks and went from closet assistant to full-blown A-list celebrity. Their friendship came to an end in 2008. During a Las Vegas radio show interview, Hilton said of her former besties, but, quote, "It looks like cottage cheese stuffed in a trash bag."
Oh, jeez. You're jealous.
It was a year later in 2009 that Google Trends, of all things, called the relationship dead in the water. It was also in 2009 that Kim Kardashian's name was searched more than Paris Hilton's name.
And that's how I became Kim Kardashian.
Then in 2011, Kim confirmed that the two were definitely not on speaking terms and that their friendship was for sure over. She told Harper's Bazaar the two had drifted apart like a lot of friends do. Kim said, quote, "We don't really talk, as I always say, everyone comes into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And she was in my life for a long time. There comes a point in life where you just grow apart and you realize you're not as similar as you thought. And I never run into her." Nearly 5 years after that interview, Paris and Kim began to make amends with one another, but their relationship is definitely not what it once was. They may no longer be enemies, but they are not besties like they once were. All right, our third friend kicked out of the Karjenners circle of trust, who coincidentally recently made her way back in, but through a loophole, Sofia Richie. Sofia Richie is the daughter of singer Lionel Richie, who was very popular in the 80s, a time when Robert Kardashian Sr. and a then Kris Kardashian were starting a family and making the big bucks to live in Calabasas and hang among the elite. Nicole Richie also happens to be Paris Hilton's ex-best friend I mentioned earlier, and Sofia Richie is her little sister. So there are a lot of similarities between Sofia and the younger sisters, Kendall and Kylie. Sofia may have disrupted her friendship with the Karjenner clan when she began dating Kourtney's ex-boyfriend and baby daddy of 3 kids, Scott Disick.
Something new. Going steady? I guess that's what the kids are calling it.
Is it?
Huh? Guess we know who it is.
Yeah.
Sofia and Scott began dating when she was just 19 years old and he was 34. This caused a lot of tension and drama between Kourtney and Scott and Sofia and the entire family. Kourtney didn't like that Scott was moving on, and her sister saw it as Sofia's way of stabbing them in the back. Kendall Jenner was the most vocal about her distaste for Sofia on social media. In a series of paparazzi pics of Scott with his kids and Sofia, Kendall hopped into the IG comments and left this, saying, "Aw, Scott and his kids." Obviously, she was blatantly making fun of the 15-year age difference between Scott and Sofia. There was also the time Sofia lost her horse named Dragon, and a month later, Kendall posted a picture of her new horse, which just so happened to be named Dragon. As for the status of Kylie and Sofia's relationship, the last time they were spotted together was at New York Fashion Week in 2017. A lot has changed since then, and while Sofia hasn't reignited her best friend status with the Karjenners women, she is slowly getting into Kourtney's good graces.
What would be your reaction if they got engaged?
Congratulations.
Wow. New year, new everything.
We vacation together. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, what isn't too soon is the rise and fall of Taylor Swift's friendship with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. I'm sure you all remember that infamous 2009 VMAs speech disruption.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
And then it was on. The VMA's interruption and slight toward Taylor Swift is what ignited their feud. Then in 2010, Kanye apologized to Swift during one of his Twitter tantrums. Then he unapologized in 2013. In an interview with the New York Times, Kanye declared he had no regrets over the Taylor Swift incident.
That's my credo. No regrets.
He said, quote, "If anyone's reading this waiting for some type of full-on, flat apology for anything, they should just stop reading right now." Fast forward 5 years, and the two seem to have patched things up at coincidentally another MTV VMAs. Taylor presented him with the Video Vanguard Award, and they even poked fun at their past incident.
We are one big happy family here.
Oh, but not so fast, because just a few months later, in 2016, their feud reignites in the worst of ways. It was a feud filled with receipts and public humiliation. Kanye West came out with the song Famous, which blatantly mentions Taylor by name and him having sex with her.
I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that famous.
After Kanye got backlash for the lyric, Kanye explained on Twitter that he had an hour-long conversation with Taylor about the line, and she thought it was funny and gave it her blessing. But Taylor sang an entirely different tune about the verse, insisting Kanye had not told her about the line and had cautioned him about releasing a song with such a strong misogynistic message. After the song came out and Swift got a Grammy for Album of the Year, her acceptance speech made a blatant and major dig at Kanye.
There are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments or your fame.
Then an all-out snake name-calling war erupted. Kim K ran to her hubby's defense in a cover interview with GQ magazine and insisted Swift had totally approved of Famous. Kim said, quote, "She wanted to all of a sudden act like she didn't. I swear my husband gets so much for things when he really was doing proper protocol and even called to get it approved. Kim also had a recording of the phone call with Swift and said her lawyer told them to destroy it. Then she went on Twitter with this, saying, "Wait, it's legit National Snake Day. They have holidays for everybody. I mean everything these days."
Petty girl.
And you guys know what comes next. Taylor Swift drops her snake-themed album Reputation.
The old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Oh, 'cause she's dead.
Notice all the snake rings she was wearing, a blatant shout out to Kim's tweet and the world calling her a snake. The relationship between Kim, Kanye, and Taylor is still on shaky ground. I believe it's best these three don't try to be around each other. It's a never-ending vicious cycle. All right, next on our list of ex-Karjenners besties is none other than Blac Chyna, because although you all might have forgotten, long before her and Rob's dramatic relationship, she was best friends with his sister, Kim. Kim and Chyna were seen out together several times starting back out in 2013, and the two made regular appearances on each other's social media accounts. In fact, Chyna and Tyga even attended Kim and Kanye's Italian wedding while they were still together. She captioned this shot of the four of them saying, "Mr. and Mrs. Kanye West. Congrats, Kimmy. Mwah." Then the unthinkable happened. Blac Chyna and Tyga split, and you can guess who he started dating. Yep, Kim's youngest sister, Kylie Jenner. Understandably so, this caused some serious tension between the two ladies, and suddenly we stopped seeing them hang out. The tension between these two ex-pals hit a breaking point when Chyna got her revenge and started dating Kim's only brother, Rob. After this, Chyna and Kim's friendship was never the same, and she even addressed it on a previous episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Was it uncomfortable for me when Kylie and Tyga started to date? Absolutely. Because Chyna was my friend, but I had no choice but to take my sister's side.
Being that Rob and Chyna's relationship ended in a complete disaster, I mean, hello, we all remember Rob's Twitter spree and the accusations and the images he posted on his Instagram, Chyna and Kim have never repaired their friendship. It doesn't help that there is also a legal battle going on between Chyna and the Karjenners fam for the canceling of her and Rob's reality show. This is something Kim mentioned during her latest appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen when she was questioned about her relationship with Chyna.
Where do you guys stand with Blac Chyna today?
Still in a lawsuit.
Still in a lawsuit.
Yeah, judging by the dismissive tone all of the sisters had, I'd say any chance of a friendship reconciliation is out the window, and that's exactly why Chyna remains on our ex-Karjenners friend list. Next up on our list of ex-Karjenners friends is someone who goes by the name of Joyce Bonelli.
Hello, Joyce.
This is a name that only OG Karjenners fans will recognize, as Joyce was their family makeup artist for 10 years. Aside from doing the Karjenners makeup, Joyce looked upon the women as sisters. In a previous interview with The Hollywood Reporter, she admitted that she texted with the women every other day no matter who she was with. She went on to say, quote, "I've been with the girls for so long and we've been through so much. It's been over a decade. We've known each other since the beginning, before they were famous. Now each one of them is a phenomenon in their own way." While that's sweet and all, seemingly out of nowhere last year, all five sisters and Kris unfollowed Joyce. At the time, a source told People magazine that the Karjenners ended their relationship with Joyce after she, quote, "tried to go around them on a deal so the Kardashians wouldn't make money off of it." The source went on to say, quote, "They caught on and Kim stopped following her, but Khloe and Joyce remained amicable. However, slowly the public started noticing that something must be up with the Karjenners and Joyce. There was the unfollowing, and then suddenly she would, quote, fly out of town whenever the family was having a big event, one that in the past she would have been invited to. Personally, it sounds like Joyce was starting to get a little sick of just being the friend and makeup artist without getting a bigger piece of the pie. Before her relationship with the Karjenners ended, she was reportedly trying to take credit for Kanye's tagline, "That Ray." At that time, a source told People magazine, quote, "The Kardashians were just over her lies and the trying to cheat them out of money. That was the cherry on top." Since Joyce's final Karjenners exile, she started her own cosmetics company. Conveniently, how that happened after her friendship with the makeup obsessed fam ended. To be fair, it had been in the works before she was finally kicked out of the Karjenners circle. During an interview in 2017, she opened up about the line during an interview with The Cut and talked about finding the right formulas and chemist. While she might have found the right people to help her makeup line, it came at the cost of being friends with the famous family. I wonder if it was worth it. Moving on to the next ex-Karjenners friend on our list, Brittny Gastineau. Brittny and Kim had a very close relationship up until the year 2011 when Kim got engaged to her ex-husband, Kris Humphries. According to New York Daily News, Brittny had expressed her concerns to Kim about her relationship with Kris. Although she did end up attending their wedding, Kim later stopped answering her phone calls, presumably because she did not appreciate Brittny sharing her opinions on Kris. Of course, it's worth noting that Brittny wasn't wrong when it came to Kim and Kris's relationship. After their wedding, the two were only Mr. and Mrs. for a whopping 72 days, something Kim opened up about during an episode of Kourtney and Kim Take New York.
He fell in love with me and I fell in love with him, and now my feelings have changed. You don't think I feel bad that I invited all these people to this huge wedding and flew everyone out? I wasted everyone's time.
You would think that after her divorce from Kris, maybe Kim and Brittny could have repaired the relationship, but clearly the damage had already been done and Brittny had already been booted. The last ex-Karjenners pal we need to discuss is Drake. Drake was a longtime pal of Kim's husband, Kanye West, and he even collaborated with Kylie Jenner's boyfriend and baby daddy, Travis Scott. While Drake might still have a professional relationship with Travis, I don't think we can say the same when it comes to Kim and Kanye. Back in September of last year, Drake collaborated on a song with French Montana where he made a reference to Kanye's 350 Yeezy sneakers. Kanye obviously wasn't a fan of the reference because months later he posted a screenshot of a text from someone saying that Drake wanted clearance to use a bead Kanye worked on. Along with the picture, he tweeted, "This proves faker than wrestling." This sent Kanye on a Twitter spree asking for an apology for the line and telling Drake that he's been trying to connect with him while he's been communicating with other members of the family. Drake's issue with Kanye was that he produced Pusha T's diss track towards Drake where he revealed that he had a son that he was keeping a secret. Kanye denied any ill will when it came to the diss track. However, it still appeared like Drake was on his way to being exiled. And then the second Karjenner in command weighed in on the situation with her husband and Drake herself, and that was the final nail in his exiled coffin. Kim tweeted, "Drake never threatened my husband or our family. He paved the way for there to be a Drake." Although Drake later posted positive words about Kanye in the caption of this Instagram post saying that he will never forget what he did for his career, I think most of the damage has been done. Sure, there might not be a feud anymore, but Drake sure isn't getting invited to any fam hangouts anytime soon. So clearly, as you guys have now learned, Jordyn Woods is not the only person who has ever been exiled from the Karjenners fam. Understandably so, her situation is a tad worse than some of the previous relationships we mentioned because she truly was considered family. But at the end of the day, time and time again, the Karjenners proved that blood is thicker than water in their world, no matter how close you were to them at one point. All right, you guys, I'm ready to hear your thoughts on all of the Karjenners pals who have been exiled like Jordyn Woods. Who do you feel bad for? Who do you not feel bad for? Is there anyone you feel like we missed? Let it out down there in the comments. For more news on your fave celebs, check out one of our recent videos. And for more entertainment news, subscribe and click that bell for notifications.